The Survey, a one-act play by Daniel Damiano. Cast of characters. A survey taker, played by Brooke Turner. A citizen, played by Carolann Valentino. A modest living room. The survey taker, holding a tablet, and the citizen sit across from each other.
And just to confirm, this is an anonymous survey.
Understood.
And we will also need to verify that you support us doing this survey with you and that today you consider yourself to be in a positive mindset so as not to alter the results.
Yes, I support it. And yes, I feel very good.
Wonderful. And we are ready to begin. Age?
44.
Gender?
Well, that should be clear, yes.
These days we find it is best not to assume.
All right. Female.
Thank you. Always?
You mean, was I always a
Yes.
Yes.
Parents?
Yes. I mean, do I have them?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Very good.
Do you have people that claim not to have parents?
I do.
You mean like orphaned or, in vitro?
I mean, there are those who feel they've descended from anything from an ostrich egg to an alien-operated spacecraft.
Really?
We prefer not to judge, merely to assess.
Well, that seems.
This is a simple survey, remember.
I see.
Living?
Am I?
Your parents.
Oh, sorry, I lost the thread.
That's fine.
No.
Causes?
Of their.
Yes.
Yes. Cancer.
Father or mother?
Both, I'm afraid.
So, cancer and cancer.
Yes.
Married?
Myself? No.
Ever married?
Yes.
How did the marriage conclude?
Divorce.
Reason for the divorce?
Do I have to go into specifics?
It does help us to have a bit more detail, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Well, he was having an affair with another woman. And I didn't approve.
Ah, I see. Thank you.
Does this need to be...
Children?
What? No.
Siblings?
2 brothers, 1 sister.
Living?
No.
Causes of death?
Well, my brothers died of a heart attack and liver failure, and my sister died of cancer.
So, heart attack, liver failure, cancer.
Yes.
I see. Touch your nose with your right hand, please. Yes. Now touch your right ear with your left hand. Thank you. A man is walking a dog on a quiet street in a quiet neighborhood on a quiet night. The dog sees something and pulls the man into the street, where much to his surprise, there is a steamroller approaching rapidly. The dog pulls the man toward the steamroller, which soon blanks the man. Please fill in the blank.
Kills?
Kills.
Yes, was that not like a open-ended?
There's no right or wrong answer. Only your answer.
Okay.
Again, this is a simple survey.
Right.
Profession?
I was a lawyer.
How impressive.
Well, thank you.
But you're no longer a lawyer, you said.
Yes, correct.
Any current profession?
I'm sort of in transition.
So you're not working.
Well, I'm actually enjoying having time to myself at the moment.
Blink once for me, please.
Blink?
Yes. Honk twice for me, please.
You said honk?
Yes, please.
All right.
Thank you. How are you maintaining an income?
Well, right now I have savings that, well, while I'm figuring out my next
Why
step.
did you conclude that the man must die?
What man? Oh, wait, we're back to the story.
Yes.
Well, it just felt inevitable.
Inevitable. Why?
Well, I mean, it's a steamroller that he was being pulled into, yes?
Yes.
All right, so I didn't see any other logical outcome.
I see. Why did you decide to become a lawyer?
Well, I guess I wanted to help people.
And you stopped because you no longer wanted to?
No, not that. I basically felt like I was not able to help them effectively.
You were a bad lawyer?
No, actually the opposite. I never lost a case.
Then why did you leave the profession?
Well, honestly, I grew disheartened with how our legal system works in conjunction with society.
How exactly?
Well, in truth, I feel like we have a system that basically prides itself on innocent until proven guilty, but our society often belies that. And frankly, it began to weigh on me. So I decided that I was going
A
to.
woman is driving along a quiet country road on a quiet day in a quiet town. She sees a car pulled over on the side of the road, and a large man is waving his hands in apparent need. The woman stops the car. The man aggressively comes to the passenger side, who leans into the window and points a blank at her. Please fill in the blank.
A gun?
A gun.
Yes.
Give me a specific example of why you are no longer working,
You mean why I'm no longer a lawyer?
if that helps you.
Okay. Well, I represented someone who was perceived to be guilty of something, and I believed that he wasn't. He believed he wasn't, and he believed that he wasn't.
But he was.
No, he wasn't.
But he was found guilty.
No, he was found not guilty.
And this is the reason why you left the profession?
No, I left because the verdict didn't matter. You see?
No.
Well, his reputation was tarnished.
But he was innocent, yes?
But the perception outside the court ultimately ruled differently. You see?
No.
In other words, the mere accusation that he was guilty was enough. And I spent tirelessly time working to defend him. And in the end, it seemed it would have been better if he was sentenced. You see?
No.
He became a social pariah based on assumed guilt.
And
And he lost his job, his house, his wife, his kids.
did he commit suicide?
Well, no, but
Well, that's a good thing, yes?
yes, but he ended up having to move to another state.
Where he died in squalor.
No, but
Well, that's a good thing, yes?
well, not exactly.
Could you stand up for me, please?
I'm sorry?
Stand up for me, please. This will just take a second. Raise your right hand. Cough once. Whistle twice.
Whistle?
Yes. Please. Thank you. Oh, please sit.
Is this intended to like,
Why did you elect to give the man a gun?
what gun?
The man in the car.
Oh, the story.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not used to the fast transition.
You gave him a gun to point at the woman.
Well, yes, I suppose I did, but that's,
Yes.
well, I mean, you made it sound like I put him up to it.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm merely asking why you chose to arm him.
Well, why? Well, what other option could one come to?
What do you mean, exactly?
A strange, large man aggressively leans into the women's passenger window and aims at her and
Actually, I said points, not aims.
all right, aims, points.
Oh, well, they are different.
I know they're different, but look at the scenario.
What about it?
Well, frankly, it's a bit leading.
Leading?
It's a legal term. Yes. You coerced me into a reaction that I had no choice to come up with. Just like the man crushed by a steamroller.
In fairness, that wasn't the exact scenario.
What do you mean?
Well, it was you that crushed him.
Well, it was the likely conclusion, don't you think?
Not necessarily.
He was being led on an oncoming steamroller by an idiotic dog.
But he didn't have to be crushed.
What else could he have been? Gently massaged?
Anything's possible.
What, like a human baby emanating from an ostrich egg? Like a newborn from an alien?
Ma'am.
I'm sorry, but I was a lawyer. I dealt with sanity and insanity often. I know the difference.
I'm sure you do.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're alluding to the fact that my answers are abnormal somehow.
Ma'am.
I mean, is it wrong that the blanks that I filled in resulted in a man getting crushed to death and a woman possibly getting her head blown off?
You think she got her head blown off?
Well, it's certainly possible.
How is it possible?
He was aggressive and he was aiming a gun at her.
Pointing, not aiming.
Right, pointing, aiming, and it clearly seemed like he had ill intent, don't you think?
Well, only if he had a gun.
He did have a gun.
But you gave it to him.
Well, not because it just seemed like that was...
Ma'am, there really is no need to panic about this. Again, it is a simple survey.
I'm sorry. I've never done an in-person survey like this. It just seems a little out there.
A woman is walking through a quiet park on a quiet night. She is alone. The silence is deafening. She hears steps approaching her from behind. Instead of turning, she runs out of the park and into the street, except that steamroller is quickly approaching and is obstructing her passage. The steps continue to approach her intensely from behind. She reaches into her purse and pulls out a gun, sharply looks back to find a young boy looking up at her. She blanks him. Please fill in the blank.
She holds.
Excuse me. Thanks.
Holds.
Oh, hi.
Yes.
You said you have no children?
Correct.
Pets?
None currently.
But you've had them.
In my life?
Oh.
Yes.
Causes of death?
Of their deaths?
Yes.
Well, it's not like we share the same DNA.
Well, it isn't about genetics. It's just your history.
My God, I've had so many.
That's fine.
Good. It's a nice story.
You don't have to note the type or breed. Just the causes of their demise will be fine. From childhood, please.
So,
Jesus. All right. Well, from childhood, hit by a car, cancer, liver failure, kidney failure, cancer, liver failure, heart.
Oh, that'll do. Is there anyone else?
Anyone?
Anyone who could take responsibility for you?
For me? No.
And you reside here by yourself?
Yes.
And you own or rent?
Well, I did own, but
So now you rent.
Well, I sold my house after the divorce, and then I had to just adjust for.
So now you rent.
Yes, but I'm eventually
Very
gonna.
good. So let's summarize thus far. You're
Okay.
a divorced middle-aged cuckween and a former lawyer who lives in a rental home alone, no offspring, 2 dead parents, 3 dead siblings, a bevy of dead pets, and your instinctive responses based on the scenarios I provided were that a man was crushed and a woman was quite possibly shot in the head.
My God, this is what's going on my survey.
Well, this is why I'm here after all.
But what function does this kind of information serve?
Oh, a vital function. These sort of details help us gauge the mental and social stability of our country.
With all due respect, your summary of my life makes me sound like a walking plague.
How so?
How? It sounds like I'm a poor, lonely, bitter woman with wishes of death on people.
Well, ma'am, we're not even finished.
You know, I'm actually quite a centered, optimistic individual.
No one's disputing
And
that.
I have quite accomplished, if I may say.
Ma'am.
And I made twice than my ex-husband made. And I put myself through law school, paid off all of my
Well, I did note that you were a former lawyer.
What about the boy?
The boy.
Yes, the boy in your last scenario. I elected to hold him. Don't you remember? You should include that.
Ah, yes. Well, I wanted to address your response there.
Address it how?
You elected to hold him, as you said, yes?
Yes.
And yet you had a gun.
Well, yes, but you gave me the gun in the scenario.
And yet you chose to disregard the gun.
Well, not disregard it. I chose not to use it.
How can you choose not to use it?
What do you mean how? It was a little boy.
Yes, it was.
So why would I use the gun?
Because you hate children.
What?
Because you couldn't have them after your husband left you for another woman.
What?
You wanted to kill that boy and all that he represented, even more than you wanted to kill that man and woman. And yet you said you wanted to hold him as if to suppress your homicidal instincts.
Homicidal?
Admit it.
Admit what?
You're a murderer.
What?
That's why you gave up the law, isn't it? Because you wanted to break the law. Isn't that right?
No, it is not.
Guilty.
What?
Guilty.
Stop.
Guilty.
My God, you are insane. I don't want to kill anyone. What the hell kind of survey is this?
Well, I think that just about does it.
Wait. What the hell is this?
You did quite well.
Did what well? You come in here, ask me these bizarre questions and give me these strangely violent scenarios and then accuse me of being a murderer?
Ma'am, there's really no need for concern. Again, this is a simple survey.
A simple survey?
Exactly. Oh, and you should receive a phone call confirming your completion any second. If you can answer, that would be appreciated. Thank you so much for your participation. Enjoy your evening.
My God.
Thank you for participating in our survey. We have deemed your responses essential in contributing to our overall assessment as to the mental status of our current society. To officially close out your survey, we ask you to kindly complete this final scenario.
You're on a quiet road, in a quiet town, on a quiet night. You knock on a strange woman's door. She answers. You ask if she can participate in a brief survey. You ask her an odd assortment of questions, and she responds awkwardly but dutifully. She lives alone, is divorced, childless, petless, jobless, and feels that society is prone to making abrupt judgments on those accused of wrongdoing. As a result, she feels she may be alone in her thinking and perhaps alone in the world. Or perhaps she has become more enlightened by her experiences, and in those experiences has become optimistic and centered. You feel she is blank.
Well, I
End of play. All right, here we go. A Lesson in Captivity, a one-act play by Daniel Damiano. Cast of characters: Ms. Carolann, a teacher, played by Judy Alvarez. Luke, a student, played by Harry McMullen. Cassie, a student, played by Katie Warnusz-Steckel. Lights up on classroom. Ms. Carolann sits behind desk, grading papers. Luke, 17, and Cassie, 17, sit at student desks.
Excuse me. Why do we have to do this?
Because you have to have something to do while you're here.
It's not enough that we're here.
No, it's not.
Why? Roman lets us just chill.
First of all, it's Mr. Broman, and it doesn't matter to me what you do or don't do when he's here.
We have to do this paper.
Yes, Mr. Rawlings.
Isn't that what like regular school is for?
You're in school.
No, I'm in detention. There's a difference.
If you're in a classroom, then you're in school. And if you're in school, you should have an assignment. If you had homework, I'd allow you to do that, but you claim you've done it all and you have none, correct?
That's correct. I'm all caught up.
All right, then you can partake in this assignment that I gave you.
Really?
Yes, really.
Jesus Christ.
Mr. Rawlings,
What?
please refrain from saying that.
Oh, what? Our Lord and Savior?
That's enough.
Why do you automatically assume I'm saying his name as a curse word?
You weren't exactly saying it with reverence.
Just asking him for help.
He has better things to do than to get you out of writing an essay in detention.
I just think it's funny. You just say the guy's name.
I'm not going to repeat myself, Mr. Rawlings. Mr. Rawlings.
God, it's so much better when Broman's here.
Wow. I'm sorry to disappoint you. And again, it's Mr.
Mr. Broman.
Exactly.
It's not like he's a teacher.
Excuse me?
He's a gym teacher. He's like one step away from a janitor.
Mr. Rawlings, I'm not about to debate Mr. Broman's profession with you. He's a teacher and he's also an elder. Do you understand?
So?
So you don't refer to adults by their last name alone.
God, when did detention become like this totalitarian society?
That's a little extreme, wouldn't you say?
No, I wouldn't. Seriously, like it went from restful to 1984. I mean, what the hell?
Restful.
Yeah,
This is detention, not a vacation.
it was a little worse than detention.
All right, Mr. Rawlings, just write your paper and be quiet, please. You only have 45 minutes. I'm sure you can endure. Mr. Rawlings. I'll be right back. No talking.
Yes, ma'am. How come you're not doing this? Huh?
What?
How come you're not doing this paper?
I obviously have homework.
Oh, is it obvious?
I have an open calculus book right in front of me.
Oh, well, look at you. You get to avoid this hypothetical bullshit assignment. What could you have done to avoid being in detention today? Genius. God, I can't believe they fucking pay her. Seriously, I mean, who the fuck is she anyway? Some new sub?
I don't know.
You ever see her?
No.
Like she just fell from the sky to fuck things up. Shit, let me just sit. Confiscates our phones is bullshit, right? Right?
Please.
Please what?
Just let me do my homework, okay? It's enough I'm even here.
You sure are, ain't you? Yeah, why the hell are you here anyway? Like Miss Goody Good, right? Yeah, see your face all over the bulletin board, yearbook, running for class president, running for treasurer, running for this and that, organizing all these funsy events. Shit, what happened?
None of your business.
That I can guess.
Who cares?
Let me see.
Who cares? Just please leave me alone.
Yeah, whatever.
What's going on here?
Nothing.
Why are you standing?
Just stretching my legs.
Please sit.
Mr. Broman lets us get up.
I'm sure.
Calisthenics. He's a gym teacher. Remember?
Sit down, Mr. Rawlings.
You new here or something?
What exactly does it matter to you?
Well, I'm just curious. I haven't seen you around.
I arrived here last month.
From
Mr. Rawlings, please.
what? I'm just asking a question.
It's not social hour.
I know.
I gave you an assignment, so I want you focusing on that.
But Miss Colin, what if I have a question?
It's cologne.
What did I say?
You know what you said.
I said it wrong? I thought
Do you have a question regarding the assignment or not?
I do. Oh, sorry about the name. I thought I said it right.
What is the question?
Yeah, well, you talking like literal terms?
What do you mean?
He says it's got to be a paper on what we do differently. Is that literally or like metaphorically or biblically?
I think you know.
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking you.
What you could have done literally to alter your path from being here today.
Oh.
All right?
Kind of moot, isn't it?
I wouldn't say.
To write about what you would have done differently if you already did what was done.
I think you're misunderstanding the purpose of the assignment.
What's that?
To learn from mistakes, to observe the results of your actions and think about what you could have done differently to alter an adverse outcome.
But if the adverse outcomes already come, what's the point?
The point is that I see you've had similar outcomes before, Mr. Rawlings.
So?
So it stands to reason that you could benefit from this assignment. Maybe that'll give you a renewed perspective, and in doing so, you won't end up here again.
You know why I'm here?
Yes, I do.
Well, it's all hearsay.
Hearsay.
I was falsely accused.
I know what hearsay means.
Okay, so this paper has no relevance to me.
I think it does, Mr. Rawlings.
If I'm here because of something I didn't even do, then what's the purpose about writing what I could have done differently?
Well, if it was a first offense, I might give you the benefit of the doubt, but there appears to be a precedent.
What?
You've done similar things before.
How do you know? You weren't there.
Please.
What was that?
Why don't you just write the paper?
Why don't you?
I have homework.
Good for you, then mind your own business.
That's enough. Mr. Rawlings, sit down. Miss Yates, finish your homework, please. Mr. Rawlings.
Can I use the bathroom? Wow, I really gotta go. I had like 3 Sprites.
Go. 5 minutes.
He's such a freak.
That's not necessary.
No, I'm sorry, Miss Cologne, but he is. And I know what he did.
Oh?
I have a friend in the same English class. She saw everything. So he's totally lying. Why he even keeps going to school is like a mystery.
Well, I'd like to think there's hope for everybody.
Oh my God, Miss Cologne, if you'd been here long enough, you'd know that just about every teacher's given up on him.
And how would you know that?
Because I know different people who have classes with him. He pretty much just sleeps and the teachers just let him because they'd rather he be unconscious. He doesn't get anything from this place. You think he ever actually does homework? My God, if you looked at his notebook, probably all you'd find is drawings of demons and swastikas. God knows what's in his locker. He's probably got like dead rabbits in there or something. And then he actually tries to ask girls out. I mean, whatever. I'm just saying.
Well, I think you've said enough, Miss Yates.
Sorry.
Just finish your homework, all right? Were you smoking?
For me?
I smell smoke.
Oh my God, we better evacuate.
Sit down, Mr. Rawlings. You know what I'm referring to.
The bathroom already smelled of it. It must have just rubbed off on me.
All right, Mr. Rawlings. I think we've had enough events and we don't have much time left. So why don't you do some writing?
My false confession.
If that's how you'd like to refer to it.
I would, indeed.
Well, then why don't you just indulge me, okay?
Why should I?
Because I asked you to.
I can say no.
Well, now I'm not asking.
And I can still say no. It's a free country last time I checked.
Mr. Rawlings, why do I get the sneaking suspicion that you actually like it here?
Like it here.
Well, it seems that you enjoy a certain way of acting. You have a certain persona, and maybe this is the only way that persona can function.
It's funny.
Is it?
Or maybe you're just used to dutiful little angels like this one who make it easy for you.
Unbelievable.
Shut up.
You shut up. God!
That's enough, both of you.
No, seriously though.
I'm serious too, Mr. Rawlings.
No, but hear me out. I mean, you come over here, new job or whatever. You get to make money to watch a couple of kids in detention. And if I wasn't here, you just do whatever you want.
And what would you assume that would be?
I don't know, whatever.
So I'm not understanding your point, Mr. Rawlings. Are you protesting writing this paper because you think it's just unjust? Or because you think I don't deserve to earn a living unless I deal with a problematic individual?
I am not problematic.
That's the understatement of the year.
Shut up.
Mr. Rawlings, that's enough.
Well, I'm a problem because I want to write some BS paper.
That's quite enough.
Yeah, and I do protest. I'm innocent, dude.
I'm not a dude, Mr. Rawlings.
Yeah, okay.
No, not yeah, okay. And if you had any sincere interest in representing yourself as innocent, I think you'd have a little more respect for someone who didn't even put you here, Mr. Rawlings.
You're all part of the same machine.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. And you know what? Detention was the best part of this place, because at least Mr. Broman just left us alone.
I see. And he did what he wanted and let you do what you want.
Pretty much.
And so you don't have a problem with Mr. Broman getting paid for that.
Hey, you can take money for sitting on his ass as long as he doesn't bust mine.
Ah, I see. Sit down, Mr. Rawlings.
You got an axe to grind.
An axe to grind.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get Mr. Kimball, Miss Cullen?
Miss Yates, it's fine. Please sit.
Yeah, she doesn't need your help.
Oh my God, don't even talk to me.
Don't butt into my conversation.
Mr. Rawlings, sit down right now.
No, I don't need friggin' Molly Ringwald chiming in. It's not her business.
Shut up!
Mr. Rawlings, I'm losing my patience with you.
All she gives a crap about is getting brownie points.
Shut the hell up!
I'm good it did you right, because here you are with me.
Mr. Rawlings?
One time.
Still here.
One time! You live here!
Still here, Ms. Yates. In detention.
Mr. Rawlings, go back to your desk and sit down.
Not at your precious corner of the cafeteria, eating finger sandwiches your bulimic snob girlfriends.
Mr. Rawlings, I'm not going to say this again.
Detention's a great equalizer, ain't it?
You fucking miscreant!
Sit down, Mr. Rawlings, or I'll take you to Mr. Kimball's office right now. Do you understand? Now, Mr. Rawlings. You okay?
He's such a freak.
All right, just calm down.
Why do I even have to be in the same room with him? I peek at a few stupid answers on a test, and I'm quarantined with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Miss Yates, please.
I heard he makes ashtrays out of cat skulls.
I doubt that's true.
Why? You think he's above it? Students shouldn't be forced to be around him. All he does is pick on people and smoke cigarettes. It's like a walking plague.
Why don't you go to the ladies' room and wash your face? Take a few minutes. We don't have much more time.
I shouldn't even be here.
Well, apparently you should.
Oh, I shouldn't, Miss Cologne. I'm a good student who just made a mistake.
And I guess that's why you're here.
I'm acing everything. It's just this calculus test, and my mother,
She told you to cheat?
no, anyway.
Miss Yates, just relax and go to the restroom, all right? Take a few minutes.
He's a piece of work, huh? Don't let her fool you. She only cried because she knows what she is now. Mom talks to her like that. She got to end up in here to get a dose of reality.
I don't think you should be taking any sort of credit.
Hell, I do.
Think again.
No, see, that's the thing. I should be getting paid. I should be getting credit. My grade point average should actually go up. What I can do to phonies like her, this school doesn't have a clue. Rewards people like her.
And yet, she's here like you, Mr. Rawlings.
Yeah, but her type's never in detention. She probably does all sorts of sordid crap. And she gets away with it because she organizes bake-offs and stuff.
She's a good student who made an error in judgment.
Yeah, that's right. She made an error in judgment, and I'm a delinquent, right?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, sure. She's gonna a doctor or a lawyer or a politician, and I'm the one that everyone thinks is gonna be stocking groceries till I'm 90 and my teeth are falling on the floor.
Mr. Rawlings.
And then some little kids will pick them up and think they're like corn or something, and their parents will be like, "Don't touch that. He doesn't have much, but at least let him have his rotten teeth."
Is that how you see yourself?
Hell no. That's what she thinks. She thought she was a million miles away from me, and look at her now.
Are you okay?
Fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
Don't speak for me.
Miss Yates, please.
No, I don't want him to speak for me or even look at me.
Whatever, prom queen.
Mr. Rawlings, enough. Miss Yates, we're almost through here, all right? Just sit down and resume your work. Mr. Rawlings, you can put your head down.
But I'm almost finished with my paper.
I'm sure.
I'm serious. It's all up here. I can give like an oral presentation. See, I've been ruminating about it and like formulating it as an oral essay. And it's almost done. Can I recite what I got?
No.
Why not?
I said no.
You inspired me.
Mr. Rawlings.
It's your own assignment. Jesus Christ.
Mr. Rawlings, I told you once.
Oh, what? About the Jesus thing?
You have 2 more detentions.
Not enough.
Mind your own business, Molly Ringworm.
Mr. Rawlings, be quiet. Miss Yates, I don't need your help here.
Yeah, Miss Priss. Miss Colin's totally got me under control.
You are such a disrespectful piece of shit.
That's enough, Mr. Rawlings. If I see you so much as look in Miss Yates' direction, say the Lord's name in vain or say my name like it's part of the anatomy again, I'm bringing you down to Mr. Kimball's office. Do you understand?
Hey, just bring me down now. What do I care?
I really don't think you want that, Mr. Rawlings.
Hey, you're clearly trying to prove that you can, like, handle me, and you can't. So why waste time? Bring me down. You don't expect much from me, but maybe disappointed in you, right?
You know, Mr. Rawlings, I don't know you from Adam outside what I've observed today, but what I have observed is someone who really is misusing the opportunity that you have at this school.
Yeah? What opportunity is that?
The opportunity to not become a criminal.
You know what I think?
Mr. Rawlings, I think we're done.
I think you got an issue with white men.
Oh my God.
Yeah. See, I'm a white guy. You want to, like, suppress me. And Kimball's a white dude, and you don't want to act like you need his help because you don't want to, like, prove something, right? But I'm the one who's in detention, so you think you can, like, pay the white man back, right? Treat me like you think white America's treated your people.
My people.
Oh my God.
Hear me out. You look at me, you probably see your kids or nieces or nephews wrapped up in foil on the floor of some detention center, so you want to impart your vengeance on me, right?
You should be so ashamed of yourself, Luke.
Oh, don't you start, Snow White. Your whole life's a joke.
Mr. Rawlings, I want you to go to Mr. Kimball's office right now.
Victory is mine, said the Lord.
Yes, that's right. You're the victor.
Ha! See?
Please leave.
See?
Right now.
See?
Right now, Mr. Rawlings. There's nothing else keeping you here. Just take your victory lap down to the principal's office.
Well, you're going to trust me to go down there by myself?
No. Believe it or not, I don't trust you. None in the slightest.
Okay, so
go to his office, Mr. Rawlings. Or continue walking until you're past his office, out of the school, all the way home, and eventually to juvenile detention, then to jail, then to prison, and then to an almost certain and horrible death. Whatever option you choose, I think the end result will pretty much be the same. Because I'll tell you what nobody else will care enough to say to you in your lifetime. You're a goddamn menace. And you should be so lucky to live to be a 90-year-old toothless grocer. Wait! Take your phone before I smash it to pieces.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Why don't you start packing up, Miss Yates? I'll let you go a few minutes early.
Thank you. I don't think that anyone has put him in his place like that. That was like really impressive, Miss Cologne. I know I needed to be here, Miss Cologne. It's just a lot's expected of me, and sometimes it's, well, anyway, I know it was wrong.
So maybe he does serve a purpose after all?
What do you mean?
Maybe if you have any temptations to cheat in the future, you'll recall today and think better.
No, that's not what he's just he's not even worth, I'm not going to give him credit for, my phone. Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye, Miss Yates.
Lights fade. End of play.